Welcome again.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Tell us how you see the concert from stage.
It was great. It was really great. One of the best. One of the best shows. A lot of energy. It was really cool to see everyone having a good time in the pit and thrashing and just getting into it, just having a great time. So it was awesome. I was feeding off the crowd, and it was great. It was great. It was a great show. Great
All
show.
right. Before 3 years, we talked with you when we was in Bulgaria with Order of Veniat and Tribulation, I think.
Yeah, different venue.
Different venue. Yeah, and you say that the next studio album of Vital Remains will come in 2009. What happened?
Well, what happened is the lineup that we came with. We did another U.S. tour after the European tour, and then the drummer and the guitar player decided they didn't want to tour anymore. They didn't want to be in the band, so they quit. So we were stuck again. Like, what can we do? You know, we don't have the drummer and the lead guitarist, so we decided to search for new musicians, and this is why it took longer. And then what happened with that is once we got a couple of new musicians in the band, we started doing a lot of touring in the U.S. and South America and Mexico. So we really didn't come back to Europe. We got really busy for the last 2 years. In 2009, 2010, actually 2010 and 2011, we toured a lot in the U.S. Like I said, so many tours came up there, so we kept working. They wanted Vital, so we kind of prolonged going back to working on the new album, even though the songs have been written, some of them since 2008. I've written like 2 albums worth of material. I have like almost 20 songs. And so that's why the album got pushed aside. But I can tell you now that we will record the new album this year. Everything's kind of in place. And we can't wait to get, after this tour, to get working on it again before we have another tour in the U.S. in May with Destruction, and then after that it's all about recording the new album this summer. Mm-hmm. So hopefully everything's gonna work out. Knock on plastic, wood, and hopefully we'll have the album recorded and it'll be out finally this year.
In the Icon of Evil. The songs is 70, 18 minutes. Is this a change for the new record?
Yes, there's a little. I could give you a little secret stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
Some personal insight. The new album, the new songs are shorter. First time I ever, because I've been writing the music since the beginning, since '89, and I write all the music. And this is the first time that I wrote the songs shorter. The songs are averaging only about 4 minutes. Mm-hmm. Longest song I think is 4.5 minutes. First time ever. But I try to keep my style of writing in there, keep the speed, the brutality, the melodic stuff, and also put some old school stuff in there and some classical stuff in there, some solo stuff, really good solos and melodies. So it's just everything you'd expect from Vital Remains, but in a shorter package, kind of like a punch to the face. Pow! Down, winner.
After this 5 years between 2007 and now, is something changed in Vital Remains outside member changing? Do you have how to say? Is something changed in Vital Remains in these 5 years without record and only touring and member changing?
What do you mean? I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
Is Vital Remains the same band? This whole changing.
Yeah, I mean, people come and go in bands, and these bands, it's not something new. Every band that's been around for over 20 years.
Yeah, but Crisium
are the special band. They're 3 brothers, though.
Yeah, of course.
But you ask them, they tell you they fight too. Every band fights and has arguments, but they are brothers. At the end of the day, they're blood. But it's the way it is, Would I have liked to keep the lineup from the beginning? Of course. I grew up with these guys that were in the early days in my lineup, the old singer, Jeff, and everybody. And I never wanted them to quit, but people grow up. People get older, people get married, they have girlfriends, they have kids or family, whatever, and they cannot do this anymore. So who am I to say, hey, you know, why, oh, you leave me, you know, what am I gonna do? You know, I just always said, you know, every time we lose somebody, that sucks, that's unfortunate, but I'm committed to this band. This is my life, this is my band, so I'm not gonna ever give up. You know what I mean? I've always been focused. This has always been my number one priority is my band. So yeah, it hurts when you lose people. They're your brothers, they're your friends, but you have to tell yourself, you know, like I said, I've been writing all the music. So the writing force and the engine of Vital Remains is me. I am Vital Remains.
Of course.
You know, but I'm not an ego guy. I'm just a guy that likes to play brutal death metal that wants to have people with me. So when people are with me and we're all together, then we do what we do. Sometimes people lose focus. They get into drugs, they get into different things, you know, whatever. And they lose focus, and for whatever reason they leave. And that's not my choice, that's their choice. I'm not gonna give up. That's why I'm still here 23 years later. So yeah, it's tough, but you just have to always look forward. I always try to hire the good musicians. This lineup I've had now, the singer's been with me for 4 years.
Yeah.
The bass player Gator's been with me for 4 years, and we just got Brian, lead guitar player in the band. He's been with us for like a year and or so, right, Brian? Something like that, you know. And Albert's, you know, been with us for a little while too, drummer. But it's like anything. If I can come and bring the music and play the music tight, then the people know I'm gonna bring the best musicians I can to perform the best we can. And I think tonight they see what we are giving with conviction. This is not some smoking mirror bullshit. They can see through bullshit. The people are not stupid. They're very intelligent. So when they see us coming, you know, to the arena to fight, to give it all we have, they can see this, and we just give it 110% always. So that's what I continue to do with whoever's with me. It's like soldiers, you know. Okay, you have the Capitan, that's me, you know, and I'm like, okay, man, must forge on. The war is on, man. Let's just keep going, and that's what I try to do. I try to continue to do what I love doing, you know, and I will continue always, no matter who comes, who's with me, or who leaves. I will never give up.
Okay.
Never give up, man, till death. Never give up.
What happened with Glen Benton?
Glen,
he was a singer of.
They did 2 albums. He's a good friend of mine. I've known him since '91, you know, and. He did, you know, he's busy with Deicide. They're working on a new album, and you know, we talk about like, hey, we've never done Europe together, and he's like, I know, it would be great, but our schedules are always busy, you know. He's always busy, so that's why it's hard. We've done tours in the U.S. with him, 2 tours where he's come and done vocals for Vital Remains, and it's special, it's crazy, you know, and we love it. But he's such a busy guy that he told me, well, if you want, I'll come to Europe, but he, you know. I know he has to work for Deicide, and they're working on a new album, but who knows, one day I'd love to see that. That would be a really, really cool thing, you know, to have him. It's unfortunate because the fans in Europe never get to see him perform with us, but we've done US a couple times, and who knows, maybe one day we'll tour together. There is some talk about us maybe doing some festivals. We're talking now with Glen and some people promoters about Deicide Vital Remains this summer or this fall doing some festivals, and he said if we do it together, I will come out and perform with Vital. I said that would be great.
Great, yes.
So yeah, it's just the way it is. I mean, he's a busy guy. I mean, we're looking now to work with this lineup, you know, not so much with Glen now because it's just hard, you know. So I think it's time for us just to maybe break away. If he's always going to be part of the band in my soul, and you know, for helping us and everything, but. You know, I think it's just time. He's busy with Deicide. I just think it's time for us to make this record with this lineup, with our own. You know, and it's brutal. Believe me. Even he's heard some of it, and Steve-O, the drummer, and he thought it was really brutal, really heavy. So you know, like I said earlier, I have to always look forward. You know, keep going forward. So, you know.
Okay, two questions. The first one, tell us more about your guitar. Very strange guitar with a lighter.
It's my design, yeah. It's my design. And I designed it like maybe 8 years ago, this design. I drew it on a piece of paper, a napkin, at a restaurant. And I had it built. I had this idea for like over 10 years. And I wanted something evil and I wanted something that represented the band, not just the same guitar like many musicians have. I wanted something unique, just for me, my guitar. And I come up with the concept, like I said, and 666, it's called the Crucifier, the name of the guitar. And I named it, and I designed the whole thing, the body and the headstock and the inverted crosses, everything. And the skull knobs, and the guy in Boston, Luthier, he built it for me in Boston, Massachusetts. And a company called Yavcon, they're out of business, but he, the guy who built it, he was working for Neil Moser, who's a famous guitar luthier, who built the BC Rich Bitch. This is a guy back in the 70s, so he did some work for him. He's really good, he was a talented guy, but he built a few guitars and then he just decided not to do it no more. So I was lucky. I had this guitar built, so this is why I wanted to bring it for this tour. And I've had it for like 7, 8 years, you know? And but I said to myself, this is a special tour with Chrissy and the Malevolent Creation, my friends, and I want to bring this guitar and just rock this guitar. And people have been like, wow, what is that, a BC Rich? What is that guitar? I've never seen it.
Never seen it.
That's why I like it, because it's one of a kind. There's only two. There's a prototype in the US, it's in a tattoo shop, but it doesn't look the same. It's kind of only wood, natural. And it doesn't have the 6s, I don't think. Maybe it does. And this is just the only one. And I have it. Now there's a new one. I had a new one built, and it's bigger, and the whole thing lights up, the neck, and I will bring that next year with the new album. Okay. It's going to be sick.
Okay, final question.
Sure.
From which label will
I have 3 or 4 labels I'm talking to, and
because the last one was
for Century Media for 2 albums. I did speak to Century Media in Germany. They came to the Essen show, and at one point they weren't interested in re-signing, but there was somebody there that mentioned maybe licensing something for Europe. But I already have another deal with a company that I'm talking to, so we are in negotiation now. It's really close, almost final. I can't say now who it is, but it's looking really good. The contracts are already ready to sign, all that bullshit, the lawyers, all that. So shortly after this tour, we'll probably announce the label. You know what I mean? Because like I said, it's looking really good. There's already back and forth, a lot of communication, what we're looking for, what we need as a band, you know, and they really want us to be part of the family and be priority. So that's kind of what we're looking for. Not a bigger label where you're in the middle of so many bands and you get lost in the shuffle. We'd rather be with a label that's a little smaller, but you're a priority. They care about you. You know what I mean? I think that's important for band, and that's kind of what we're looking for. So shortly, I'd say within the next month or 2, there'll be some news about that that I'll post about the label, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for the interview, and thanks to all the Bulgarian fans for coming out and supporting brutal old school death metal, Vital Remains, Christian, Malevolent Creation. Thank you so much for your support. Stay true, forever underground till death. Hail Satan. Later.
Thanks a lot. One autograph.